Welcome back to Teenage Nightmares, the place that drags you deeper into the world of the unknown. Tonight's story takes us to the winter of 2009, where two friends find themselves trapped inside their favorite childhood store, only to discover they're not alone. A psycho is lurking in the aisles. So, sit back, grab your headphones, and get ready for another Teenage Nightmares original. Nostalgia with a twist of terror. This is Psycho in Aisle 12. Hello, my name is Dexter, and this story takes place during the winter of 2009. My friend Gary and I had gotten bored one night and came up with a plan to sneak into Toys R Us after hours. My dad was a manager at one location, so getting the keys wouldn't be hard. We weren't looking to steal anything, just thought it would be fun to be alone in the store, reliving those childhood memories of playing with all the cool toys. It sounded harmless enough. So, we jumped on our bikes and made our way toward the local Toys R Us. When we arrived, the parking lot was completely empty, not a soul in sight, or so we thought. We quickly made our way inside, so excited that we didn't even bother to lock the door behind us. That would turn out to be a crucial mistake. We headed straight for the video game aisle, eager to check out the new releases. Both excited about Modern Warfare 2, and my dad's store had an Xbox 360 set up with a TV for sample gameplay. Without a second thought, we jumped in and started playing. We'd been lost in the game for about 20 to 30 minutes when we heard it. We froze, holding our breath, and scanned the otherwise empty aisles. At first, we didn't see anyone. It wasn't until Gary gasped that I spotted him. He was an older man, probably in his 50s, shirtless, bald, and sporting a long, unkempt beard. His presence was strange enough, but it was the sound of his grunting that made my stomach churn. Without warning, he lunged forward, charging at us with unnerving speed. We didn't hesitate. Both of us turned and bolted in the same direction. I remembered a small, hidden spot in the store where we could hide, so we ran straight for it, hoping we could lose him. We huddled together in the cramped access area, barely breathing, hoping, praying, that the creep wouldn't find us. For 15 agonizing minutes, it seemed like we were in the clear. Then, we heard footsteps, slow, deliberate, drawing closer. There was a narrow slit in the door we could see through, just enough to glimpse the store beyond. From the outside, the room was swallowed in darkness, giving us the tiniest edge. But we knew it was only a matter of time before he found it. The one thing working in our favor? He wouldn't be able to squeeze through. It wasn't meant to hold anyone. We were just small enough to fit. Within minutes, he was outside the door. He ripped it open with a sudden burst of strength. Heavy, raspy breaths filled the air, and then he licked his lips in this slow, sick, deliberate way that turned my blood cold. But the worst part? He wasn't looking at me. He was only staring at Gary. I'm ashamed of what I did next. I ran. I knew he wasn't going to chase me, and he didn't. But as I sprinted through the aisles, I could still hear Gary's screams. I made it to the phone and called the police. They arrived fast, but not fast enough. The freak had sliced Gary up, done things I can't even bring myself to say out loud. Things no one should ever go through. Sometimes I wonder if staying with Gary would have changed anything. Gary tried to run after me. He must have thought the guy was coming for both of us. What he didn't realize was that the freak wasn't interested in me. He only wanted Gary. I spent years wondering why the freak was only after Gary. And I only found out recently. That's why I'm telling this story. My parents had kept it from me for a long time. It wasn't until a few weeks ago, my siblings and I were at my parents' house, having drinks and swapping stories, when this one came up. I mentioned to my brother how I never understood why the guy didn't come after me, why it was only Gary. That's when my dad let out a long, heavy sigh. He looked at me for a moment and said, "You're old enough to know now." He told us that the police had discovered the freak from the store had been following Gary for months, watching him, waiting. He wasn't some random psycho. That night, when he saw us walking alone, he took his chance. I just happened to be there. But now I carry a new kind of guilt. It was my idea to sneak into the store. If I'd never said anything, if I hadn't pushed it, Gary might still be alive. So Gary, wherever you are, I'm sorry. I'm so damn sorry. And as for that creep, I hope you rot in prison forever.